And welcome everybody back for the 5th round of the 8th season of the Alliance Stock Car Association here from Michigan International Speedway for the running of the Matt Bottles Graphics 160. We're in for an exciting night of action, and I'm joined here once again by the one and only Armani DePaul. Armani, how are we doing tonight?
You know, you always say I'm the one and only. What if I'm not the one and only? What if there's a second or third?
Well, that makes our private
fourth?
time very awkward. But with that, we are.
Yeah, well, which one? Which?
What? What?
I'm gonna say which one are you having private time with?
We could talk about that off the air. We could talk about that off the air. But the 5th round of the season is upon us. We've had 4 races to really figure out who our main protagonists for the championship are going to be. And it's becoming clear of the two that it's going to be AJ Hyder and Aiden Walker. Coming in tonight, AJ Hyder with the point lead after his win at Iowa. Along with that, Aiden Walker missed the first few rounds of the season, making a charge to the field. He is right now 13th in points coming into tonight. Armani, I want to start off with you. What can we expect at a track like this tonight? Such a fast racetrack, one of the fastest that we've been in our iRacing era.
I'm gonna be honest. I barely remember what happened last year. I don't think think when I was just dead. So, look at the practice results so far. I mean, you're gonna have your guys up front. I mean, Hyder's gonna be up there. Thurston, he's been kind of quiet. He's been missing a few races, so I imagine he should be a name there. Like you mentioned, Aiden Walker. Connor Trafari, he's trying to bounce back after having a pretty inconsistent start to the season. I think you're going to have your typical guys up front, but the one man, my boy, who I'm looking for, he's sitting, I believe he is 16th on the board in practice, George Kolsma. He's going to get it done, driver. He going to get it done.
Yeah, George Tolsma has pledged that he will lead a lap here tonight. If you guys know George, he loves to stay out on yellow flag pit stops. And he is, well, I'm a little concerned. Not gonna lie, I'm a little scared. A high-paced racetrack, we know that he tends to be a little, well, he can be a little silly at times, but hopefully things go well for him here tonight. Now, one thing that I would like to do really quickly, and Armani, firstly, I want to ask you something. When it comes to your favorites coming into tonight's race, who are you looking for?
Well, am I allowed to go with Hyder?
I mean that's the boring pick.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Like, let's act like Hyder doesn't exist. So, out of the guys here, I mean, Thurston's got to be up in the mix. Trafari, Walker. I'm looking for guys who I think are just going to be able to handle this racetrack, because I don't know if iRacing ever changed it, because the last time I ran this, the Xfinity car in Michigan was basically broken. But, you know, like, this is a track where, you know, you really got a dime in the corner, turns 1 and 2. There's a bump in the center of the corner, so who's really going to be able to control their race car? Turns 3 and 4, you got to take a little more flat, so it's really just going to be those finesse guys. Who's going to be able to finesse this Xfinity car around the racetrack? So I'm going to look for guys like Trafari, Thurston. He needs a bounce back. Aiden Walker, I'm not sure how he did at Iowa because I missed that race, but this is going to be the first time we've really seen him at a track like this. Can he cement himself as really one of the favorites? So those are the guys I'm going to be watching out for.
Absolutely, and I want to give a big shout out here to Jason Marshall. You know, he's been in the mix throughout this first few races of the season. I think his big highlight came at Portland early on in the season where he had a really good top 10 run going. He's consistently showing up as one of the better drivers, especially one of the better rookies coming into this season. Coming into tonight, I'm trying to look at where he is. He's right now sitting in the 10th and final playoff spot. It has some big names like Aiden Walker, James Thurston, and more importantly, Connor Trafari, who fought for the championship last season. Connor Trafari's coming into tonight's race 25th in the points. This has been his worst start to his season in his career. What is the goal for Connor Trafari tonight to turn his season around?
Well, I think the goal for Trafari is going to be simple. Finish the race and finish the race up front. He's had a lot of inconsistent luck. He was running up front in Portland, but he missed Las Vegas, a race he won last time around. Daytona wasn't the greatest run in the world, and, you know, Iowa, he got taken out while running inside the top 10. So at this point, Jafari just has to finish a race and finish the race up front. We know he's capable of doing that, but there's a difference between you can do it versus actually doing it. And that's what we need to see out of the 9 car.
Absolutely. And we're getting into qualifying here, ladies and gentlemen. And as per, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our fastest driver in practice. Who's shocked? It is AJ Hyder, who is going to take his sweet time here at the end of the pit lane before making a charge onto the track to do 2 quick laps around here to try to get yet another pole in his ASCA career. Right now, he holds a very strong margin in this championship right now. All of his championship rivals are far, far behind him. Second place coming in tonight, just for reference, is Dimitri Mundros. AJ has nearly a 50-point gap on second place alone. So even if he doesn't get pole here tonight, which is very much a possibility, he doesn't need to have a perfect race here tonight. He just needs to be stable.
Well, stable is something these cars are not going to be on the racetrack, especially if you're paying attention to practice. Like I mentioned, typically how you go about this racetrack is you just try to dive it into turn 1, carry as much speed as possible into the corner. Then you want to diamond it towards the apex, which is kind of around the end of turn 1. So you kind of want to cover it off like a blanket, and then you just hit the gas as quickly as possible. But again, you got to keep an eye on that bump in the middle of the corner. Don't let it catch you, or else you're going to go for a spin in turns 2. And then turn 3 is kind of similar, but again, because you got that flat backstretch, you got to diamond it a little more than rather just having a sweeping entry towards the apex. So that's why I'm paying attention to guys like Hyder, Thurston, Trafari, guys who can just handle the race car, really finesse it and just get as much out of it as possible, because that's what you need here in Michigan.
First lap underway here for AJ Hyder. He is sideways through turn 2. That is a big mistake, and he's going to stop the car right there. He is going to go ahead, park it, respawn it over on the pit lane, and he's going to re-warm up those tires and try again. That was a big mistake by AJ, and that's the type of stuff you see from the professionals like AJ. A lot of drivers would just keep going and settle up for a second lap, but he really wants this pole, and he knows the best way to do it is just by respawning the car, giving it a fresh coat of paint, fresh tires to boot, and trying it again. So he's now going to spend the rest of this first lap, because this still does count as his first lap, to go ahead and try to set up for a second lap.
Well, I told you before, Gavin, we're kind of that center of the corner. It'll come out to bite you. And again, because you're carrying so much speed going into these turns, I mean, that's a lot to handle. Getting that right angle going to the corners. They're going 195 miles an hour in these corners, and they're not really lifting until they're basically already in turn 1. So it is a lot that these drivers have to go through just to put together one lap. And I'm not surprised. We're seeing it already bite some guys like Hyder. And George, we need some more speed there, driver.
With a minute to go, Connor Trafari, we were talking about him and how he needed to have a good run on pole position over Moreno in second. But AJ's trying to fight that back. Coming out of turn 4, this is going to be the lap that'll count for the defending champion. Checkered flag here for AJ Hyder. Will it be pole position? Let's find out.
Ooh, no, not even close. 0.2 off.
Wow.
And I kind of figured that Hyder was trying to get everything he got just because of the way he came out of turn 4. Like, he really just cut down on the corner, didn't really allow the car to, like, carry its forward momentum, just try to cut as much as possible. And, I mean, maybe he should have just let the speed just carry as we got Donavici here. Well, what
can you guys join as like a
You had 53 seconds. Join as a driver.
Join as a driver. Yeah, it's a
Join as
glitch.
a driver?
So yes, sir. Hoorah!
And Aiden Walker went second, beat Moreno at the line. Only about 4/100ths of a second off pole position. AJ Hyder, for the first time this season, is seemingly not in control in qualifying. He has a lot of opposition that he's got to go up against here tonight if he wants to go for another win this season.
Well, give me 1 second. I got to join now as a driver. So, all right. You may not switch teams during the session. What?
Jordan Herring goes 7th fastest in the nick of time.
I don't have a... Am I going to kill Chris?
Yeah, so I think you have to have you already withdrawn from the session?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
I'm just going to go back to spawning George if that's the case. Whatever, I'm going back to spawning George.
Nice. And with that, let's go ahead and get our starting lineup here for tonight's race. It is going to be, that is not the race name.
Gavin,
listen.
Gavin, what did we talk about?
Listen. You need to leave me alone. All right? I'm changing it as we speak. See? I fixed it. It's okay now. And for the running of the Matt Balls Graphics 160 here from Michigan, Connor Trafari on pole position for the first time this season. A great qualifying run. 39.306 was the time to beat. Aiden Walker will be going alongside here for the drop of the green. Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Must be a new guy. He's so new that we don't have an icon for him. He's starting in 3rd with Aiden Robertson in 4th. James Thurston in 5th. Chris Lilly in 6th. As we move on to row 4, it's going to be Jordan Herring and Connor Balheis. And then the defending champion, AJ Hyder, in 9th with his teammate Diego Roldan alongside. Then it's going to be Miles Davis and Justin Rott in row 6. Followed by, in row 7, Oscar Enriquez and Dimitri Mundros. Mundros coming in tonight, 2nd in the standings. Brandon Sampson in 15th, Corbin Collins in 16th. Followed by Michael Walls in 17th and Dylan Fox in 18th. Starting 19th will be Caden Rife with Aiden Arevalo in 20th spot. Kaola Hankins, 21st. Jason Marshall, 22nd. Gabe Pizzola in 23rd. And Duncan Faw in 24th. Then we got Daniel Botting in 25th, followed by Clinton McDonald in 26th. Jeremy Lewis in 27th, followed by Jason Samito, Robert Eichelberry, and Travis Manusumdorp, rounding out the top 30. Oh my god, I didn't mess up his last name. Going to outside.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I have it down, man. I have it down. Going outside the top 30 now. No surprise. Nicholas Martinez Jr. with a slow lap, followed by Noah Herron, Ian Smith, Landon Warren, Nika Servito, and Marcus Vanderlee in 36th. And rounding out the rest of the field, we got Ryan Bogey, Chase Gibbons, Chris Bowes, and Connor Berkey rounding out the field. Unfortunately, George Tolsma will not be making the field here tonight by 4 1,000ths of a second. Along with Levi Lipe.
I'll be right back.
He's got to go talk to him. Levi Lipe is sick at the moment, so unfortunately he did not make the field, along with Michael Steinbeck, TJ Campbell, Brandon Thomas, Matt Bartles. The sponsor of tonight's race doesn't make the show. Jacob Mitchell misses the show as well, along with Garrett White, who did not sit a lap. He will not be making the show here tonight. Along with, wow, look at me. All these guys right here as well. That Gavin Graham guy, he sucks. And with that, we do have a 5-minute warm-up before the drop of the green. To give these guys an opportunity to go ahead and get them rolling, get a little bit of an idea of what's going to happen. Does it still say at Iowa? Did I fuck it up? I did. Hold on. I got it, guys. Don't worry. I'll fix this. We are very professional here. We are very professional. There, I just changed it. All right, we're fine. See, guys, I'm very professional. Anyway. What great scenes over here in turn 1. Just absolute carnage. Gotta love it. Welcome to ASCA, everybody. What the hell are you doing? Ball Heist, what are you doing, bro? How the hell did this happen? Sir? Sir? That is local dumbass Aiden Smith that has somehow found himself into the catch fence. And with that, they're going to go ahead and grid up here at the pit lane here at Michigan International Speedway. There is your front row. Connor Trafari, Aiden Walker will be leading the pack of 40 down into turn 1 here for tonight's race. It's going to be some exciting stuff to watch for sure. From my understanding, it appears George Tolsma is getting harassed by our own Armani DePaul over his poor qualifying effort. Those two had steadied all week long to try to get George in the show so he can lead some laps. And unfortunately, George won't even get the luxury of starting this race, missing out by just 4/1000ths of a second. And there's some big names I want you to watch out here tonight outside of our top 2. Watch out for Chris Lilly here tonight and James Thurston. Chris right now sitting comfortably within the top 10. Nothing new from the 2-time champion. Well, look out for this man. James Thurston is going the longest amount without a win. It's been a while since he's won. Last season at Martinsville, to be exact. With AJ's poor qualifying lap, this has opened up a golden opportunity for James Thurston to get his first win of the season and get himself in the top 10 in points. He missed out on the ASCA 500 this season due to how quickly people registered for the event, so he missed out on a whole race's worth of points. So he's been trying to play catch-up all season long. Tonight's going to be his night to get a good opportunity, but he's got to hold up that 24 car who starts 9th here tonight. He is looking to defend his point lead, and with some of his championship rivals, like Aiden Walker, Connor Trafari, and James Thurston all ahead of him, he's going to have to charge, and for the first time this season, will not be in control for the green of this race. It's going to be exciting to watch him traverse through the field. The 5th round of the season, of the 8th season of the Alliance Stock Car Association is surely underway momentarily. It's going to be Connor Trafari and Aiden Walker trying to hunt down AJ Heiner and his point lead. As the pace car makes the right-hand turn onto pit road.
Green, green, green.
Let's go racing. We are green here from Michigan International Speedway. As they charge into turn 1, Connor Trafari all the way down on that bottom line, nearly 3 wide. Right behind him, look at James Thurston with an incredible inside move coming out of turn 2. So far, so good. Moreno, Thurston, side by side. We got a crash in the background. Caution is out. Let's see if I can find it. Unfortunately, once again, in the back, we have so many cars in the field that iRacing doesn't support that many cars. We'll see if we can get a good view or not. We know it starts back here. It's the 71 of Collins going around. And it looks like everyone saves it. There is Michael Walls going through the grass. The call must have come from the tower, because that was a very quick yellow. Everyone had it saved. Let's see if we can get a better view here of what happened. So here it is down the backstretch. Bumper to bumper up here. And it looks like it's a bit of just a ricochet effect. That is Rott, Justin Rott, getting turned by Corbin Collins. He gets sideways in front of Dimitri Mundros. Mundros in the 22 is going to give the 71 a big smack in the ass, coming down the backstretch into Michael Walls. At the same time, Miles Davis goes around. He saves it. I mean, that there must have been some crash in the background that iRacing didn't load, because if that was the call from the tower, then Dunn made a very silly call right there. Remember last week, we had that big one that ended the race with a big crash down the backstretch. Dunn had a lot of criticism from everybody after that because there was such a huge accident. He didn't call a yellow, so I imagine that must have been some kind of reactionary call there from what happened last time out at Iowa. And he immediately pressed that caution button the moment he saw some smoke, which, I mean, on the bright side, also I apologize for having the time up. That happens every week. I do that all the time. But a bit of a silly call there from Dunn, if that was the reason for the yellow. And it appears that the reason why Armani is not here is because I've been ignoring his presence this entire time. Armani, get back in here. Armani, what was going on in the radio with you and George?
Well, so I was talking with my driver, right? George Tolsman. And his reason for not qualifying is that the track was too hot, too caliente. So there wasn't enough grip.
Well, I think that's bullshit.
Because there weren't enough grip. So no grip, no speed, car can't go vroom.
Well, I think that's just stupid.
Also, Levi asked if he could join the booth.
Well, isn't Levi sick right now?
Well, Levi's in the audience.
Yeah, well, Levi's sick, and I don't want a dying child in the booth, like, screaming what's little left of his lungs.
Well, bring him on and see if he's sick
I
enough.
don't really want to. I want to let the boy rest. Levi, go to bed. You can be back. You can be back next week. I promise. But you said you're sick. I don't want you to hurt yourself trying to yell over an iRace. I would prefer if you went to bed.
He said he got 15 hours of sleep today.
Okay. Did he not just say that he was sick, like right before the session came up?
He said he's got 15 hours of sleep today. He's being so for real.
Okay, I'm going to bring Levi in here. Levi, you better not be lying to me. Levi, let me hear
Levi,
your...
start coughing.
Yeah, start coughing. Oh, fantastic. Okay, all right, I need to up you. I need to raise your volume. Levi, speak.
Okay.
Okay, Levi, you're fine. All right. Levi, are you in the session?
Yeah, I am in the session.
All right, well, in that case, we're about to bring it back green once again. On lap 4, first crash on the first lap. Fortunately, I think most drivers were able to get through it unscathed. So let's see if we can make it all the way around this time round. Aiden Walker and Car Travari have switched places from the drop of the green flag. It's pretty much same position, same station for the rest of the field. As we come to the restart zone, let's try it again. Green flag is back in the air.
Huge jump from Walker. He's able to clear everyone with ease. Let's see what they do going into turn number 1. Everyone trying to get up to speed, but it's going to be a lot easier this time around, only going into the corner around 170 miles an hour, so they're pretty much able to flat-foot it all the way from here on out.
Hold on, my dog.
Well, his dog. Moreno side by side here with Connor Trafari, the rookie in the 87, his first start of the season. He's putting on a great performance early on. But here comes James Thurston roaring around the outside as he's trying to run away from AJ Hyder, who has charged from 9th to 5th since the start of the race.
Got a couple guys trying to make that top line work, and Thurston is one of them. He's doing a great job so far. Remember that top line, Michigan, you got a little bit of banking in turns 1 and 2, so you're able to generate some momentum. Not a lot, but a little bit, but you could see how much it's paying off for the 96 and the 24.
And everyone else, the 87 falling apart right now. Had to check up hard. He's going to lose nearly a dozen spots. 3 wide between Herring, Roldan, and the 87 down into turn 3.
It's tight, but they got it sorted out. Thurston now under attack from Hyder. Hyder got up underneath him, entering 3 and 4. Equal side by side, down the front straightaway. See if he can get him down into turn 1. 72 right up on the back bumper of the 88 also as they enter turn 1. It's going to be a rough race for me.
Bro, you don't have to do this. You don't have
Oh,
to.
he's already here.
I'm
He's
bored.
here.
Fair
He's
enough.
Here. Let the boy be here.
All right. Hyder and Thurston at it again. We've seen this time and time again between these two championship contenders. AJ Hyder on a charge on the inside on James Thurston. He seems to be one of the very few that can make that bottom work for passes, but Thurston's not letting up one bit. They continue side by side for third place as they start lap number 8.
And what's crazy what Hyder is doing is that he's taken a much shallower entry. Everyone else is kind of taking, you know, your normal entry point into turn 3. But Hyder, he's at a lot more shallow, but he's doing just as well as Trafari and Walker, and he's about to make this pass work on Thurston.
You can afford a little bit more of a more shallow entry here just because the front straightaway is so banked. You can't really get away with it as much on the back straightaway because it's flat, but entering 1 and 2 and, oh my god. Entering 1 and 2 is a little bit strange just because of how much the front straightaway is banked, so you can get away with that. They're 4 wide.
Oh my god, and Lily is in the middle of it, well, towards the bottom of it, I should say.
Yeah, Jordan Herring had to check up hard coming out of turn 4. He overdrove the exit, and they were already 3 wide between Roldan, the 87 Moreno, and Chris Lilly. They're about to go 4 wide again. Bullheist trying to shove the nose there. Lilly blocks all way. Herring and Bullheist are door slamming each other down the back straightaway.
Look at this, 3 wide. Is anyone going to break? No, all 3 of them pushing as hard as they can through these corners. This is incredible.
They're still 3 wide as they get up off 4. Roldan really slow.
4
They're going
wide.
to 4 wide again. Will they be 4 wide as they enter 1 and 2? Yes, no, he backed out of it. Dang, he should have done it. What a pussy.
Yeah, no, we saw. I heard some people in chat say during practice that there was just so much grip in these cars, and you're seeing the confidence that these drivers are displaying as they're making these bullseye moves 4, 5 wide down the straightaway. But that's also why you're seeing a lot of these mistakes. People think that they have that confidence, have that grip to go all the way around the track, full throttle or nearly full throttle. Some of them are having to miss up a little bit, having to almost hit the wall and back out of the gas. That's why you're seeing these guys getting swallowed up in these big 4 wide moves.
Here comes Thurston, trying to go underneath Trafari. Trafari losing a lot of spots here. We're on lap 11, started on pole, in danger of losing the 3rd spot from that 96 car. I mean, Thurston, he made the top work a little bit, but now you can just see that the bottom is the preferred line because as soon as Thurston had the opportunity, he went for it.
Whoa.
Right now, going in the back, it's about single file between the top 8. We have to go back to 9th, where once again, Herring and Bullheist are going at it for position. They've already door slammed once before, but we see more contact between these two. Bullheist on the inside, Herring on the preferred groove, a little bit higher up the track. Bullheist trying to keep it there, but he's just not going to have the momentum coming out of turn 2. He's going to get in line here, and now we're starting to see most of the pack settle in. Single file all the way around the track.
You got some action going on, you know, towards the back, and I mean, but like you mentioned, towards the front, I mean, you see Hyder, he is coming for Walker. We're about to have the 93 and the 24 round 2, at least for me, because I wasn't here for Iowa. So this is going to be really interesting. How is this 24 going to react? And remember, Hyder, typically, he starts up front, and that allows him to do what he loves to do, which is take care of his equipment, let everybody use up their tires, and he could save it and push it towards the end. Now, what is he going to do? Because he started 9th, he's all the way up to 2nd, so we don't know. Has that 24 used up more than he's comfortable with at this time, or is the 93 saving some stuff? It's going to be really interesting to see how these two play with each other, not in terms of the on-track battle, but just that extra stuff. Who's going to have more to work with? And yes, I said how they play with each other.
Well, I'm more busy looking at the middle of the pack right now. Mitch Walls and Aiden Arevalo are going at it. They were 4 wide, entering 3 and 4 on the back straightaway. They've gotten into each other a little bit on this front stretch.
Yeah,
Walls will scored in right in front of them.
Yeah, no, I was watching that too. It was crazy to watch all that fighting, and there is second in points. Dimitri Mundros, Caden Rife third in points coming into tonight. And it's just a big scramble of a lot of guys that you don't see normally up front, but have just been bloody consistent all throughout the season so far. Right now in the middle of the pack trying to jostle for position. It's a whole lot of fun watching the fighting back here.
Another thing too is that we just look at what they're doing here going into these corners. I mean, again, like 195 miles per hour. But one thing that I'm noticing is that a lot of guys are really backing it down now. I mean, typically they'll just go into the corner at 195. Again, already halfway through turn one, it feels like. But now they're really backing up their entry, saving a lot of their equipment. So I think that everyone is really just taking their time here, saving their stuff. Hyder maybe going a little bit more. But other than that, I mean, actually, the more I'm looking at it, it might be Walker who's saving more equipment because not only is Hyder catching him, but it looks like Trafari and Thurston are as well. The gap is starting to close between the top four.
While that's going on, Ballheis and Herring continue to fight for ninth place. This is the third time these guys have been side by side. Ballheis was able to trap Herring on the inside and was able to make that pace for ninth. And while that's going on, caution's out on the speedway, guys.
Oh, we got one of them. Samson.
Who is it?
Spinning down the back.
Wow, Samson, no. Who would have thought? Oh, wow.
Oh, my
Why
God.
you gotta say it like that?
Wow, I mean,
He
I say it every week with this guy.
He just
Every
cleared
week.
himself.
Of
Oh,
course he
my
did.
God.
Of course he did.
iRacing is not loading.
Yeah,
in
let's
it
see
for
if we
me,
even
so
have
I
a
can't
clip.
say.
And unfortunately, we don't even have a clip.
So,
He was so far back, we didn't even
racing
see it.
for 33rd,
Oh, wow.
Very
is
nice.
Marcus
Very nice.
Vanderlee and Daniel Botting. They're not three wide, but Vanderlee has a run coming up off the corner. He comes up to block it and just turns himself into Botting and spins down the back straightaway. I believe just a single car crash.
You know,
Yep, just
I've
him.
already said 5. Yeah. When Chris announced the cut roster, I was confused on why he was still on there, and, well, there justifies my confusion. Every week.
understandable.
Look, I love Ari. I do. Ari's cool, but, I mean, he causes a wreck or two every week. I don't know why we keep him here, but pit stops are now underway, being led by Aiden Walker as they come down pit road.
You see, this is why we need George here. He would have stayed out. And now
He
we're not
would've.
going to get anyone staying out.
Just get Samson out of here and bring George in. It's a perfect compromise.
Exactly.
I think we should let all 60 cars race. I think that would
be
make
a
great
fantastic
jump.
idea.
I think that'd be phenomenal.
Oh,
Hey, we
Trafari
got one
overdriving
guy
pit
spinning
road.
towards him. Trafari.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh,
That's a
let's go.
big mistake. He's still
Oh, he's
trying
still
to get.
not set up yet.
Yeah, he's still trying to
We'll
get
try
in
to
his
figure it out.
box. That was huge by Connor Trafari. Remember, he is 25th in the points coming into tonight. He needed to have a good run, and now he is going
look at
all the
these
way to
spots
the
he's
rear.
gonna
Look at all
lose.
this.
Oh my, look at all this.
He's going outside the top 15. A horrid pit stop. Let's watch that again by Connor Trafari. Watch this pit entry here. Remember, he's trying to beat Aiden Walker in. Firstly, he overdrives the entry big time. Nearly the whole car is out of the box. He reverses it, but he's too much to the left, whereas pit crew can't get into position, so then he has to gas it back up again until eventually he finally finds a good place to stop. That cost him at least 3 or 4 seconds on pit road.
Yeah, it's a shame for Safari. He had the speed in practice. Of course, he got the pole, and he was running top 4, top 3 for a lot of the, for that first half of that race. But I mean, again, those mistakes. It's early on, but I mean, with how spread out everyone got, track position is going to be king, especially for a track like Michigan, where it's not the easiest to pass in the world. So you can't make those mistakes like that, and it cost him dearly.
Absolutely. And we are going to be heading back green here momentarily. And look who our front row is going to be. With that mistake by Connor, that is guaranteeing that we are going to have an Aiden Walker and AJ Hyder fight for the lead on this restart. So fans, get ready for that as we come on to lap 20 of 100. They're about to double file it up. And big shout out here on pit road. Big win for Jeremy Lewis. who is now up to 4th coming to this restart. Where did the 05 come from?
Huh. Well, I mean, Jeremy, he was really fast, especially last year. Probably should have won a couple races, but I mean, this is another situation where it's like I just don't know what's really gonna happen here on this restart. I mean, Hyder, Walker, Thurston, you got a lot of the same guys up front, but I mean, like you mentioned, like a Lewis up there. Who's really gonna be the ones to watch?
I got to be the hater of the commentary booth, but just why couldn't it have been AJ Hyder, man? I want to watch him come from dead last to win. Tired of seeing him do good.
Yeah, well, I think if there's one guy that's really going to hold him up here, it's going to be the guy that beat him at Portland, Aiden Walker. He's not going to hold him up. He's not going to let him go, I should say. He's going to put up a fight here for this lead.
Well, Portland's completely different than Michigan. But then again, I mean, Walker, he's held his own very well here. Like you mentioned, one of the guys that's been up front. So I'm really interested in this fight. I'm interested to see how this restart looks. How is Hyder going to play with the mind games of Walker, and what is Walker going to do on the restart?
If it's going to be like this last restart, then Walker is going to fly away down to turn 1. Let's see how it rolls here. As we're coming to the restart zone, and we are back underway, and there it is. Walker up and ahead, and Thurston's out, putting a challenge for 2nd as they come towards turn 1.
But Hyder's going to have this top line here where he's able to generate some momentum. Let's see how it goes. Walker pulling away from now. Thurston is actually going to challenge the 93 all the way on the bottom. He might clear coming off of turn 2. Almost 3 wide.
That was extremely close. I thought they were going to get into each other. I think they may have run bumpers a little bit, but he cleared him. Now he'll be the leader entering 3 and 4.
Yeah,
Walker under attack from Hyder.
Yeah,
Look at Hyder rolling the top.
Walker is definitely holding it up a little bit. He's saving them stuff, and it's helping him out big time as Thurston takes the lead. Caution's back out on the speedway.
Yeah, I saw someone in the back get into the wall and turn through. I'm not exactly sure who that is. If I can get a replay real quick and see exactly. Looks like I'm on the blimp cam, so I'm trying to see.
It's Aiden Robertson and Dimitri Mundros. Mundros second in the points coming in tonight. And does Robert... Oh, there's a big checkup going down into turn 3. Robertson gets into Mundros, gives him some rear end damage. Mundros still trying to save the car, and both of them go up into the fence. And that's just big trouble there for Mundros and Robertson. And that's 5 wide as they try to avoid it. Oh! Van Dusendorp gets into Dimitri Mundros and spins him around. That is not what you want to see if you're second in the points. Watch Van Dusendorp right here. He gets pushed up by Chase Gibbons. And, I mean, unfortunately, Mundros cuts away there, but you get the idea. Mundros, an innocent bystander, as everyone tried to get through.
Yeah, we even got in the chat here, Jason Samito saying, Ari, how'd you go a lap down? So, some commotion going on in the driver chat here for this race.
And Jeremy Lewis coming back down pit road from 4th place, so he's actually going to go straight to the rear. Possibly he doesn't feel safe here at the front.
So I wonder, that was only about like a lap, not even, so I don't think you're going to see anybody. I mean, we've seen it before. There's only about a lap, 2 laps worth of racing, then guys will still, for some reason, go on pit road. I don't think we're going to see that here just because it's still relatively early. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone from the back just decided, you know what, I'll take my chance on like some extra tires, top off on gas.
I'm assuming that Lewis is in the top off, so he can go a little bit longer in the run later if he's banking on a green flag run. But a big shout out here to Moreno. I mean, this is his first start, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he doesn't even have a number icon in our system, so I'm assuming that... I know he submitted one. He submitted one like a minute after the session went up, and I was like, dude, I'm not making one. I'm not setting one up for you that late. But nonetheless, he's doing a fantastic job right now inside the top 5, qualified inside the top 5, stayed inside the top 5. He's doing an incredible job, and if things go his way, we're talking about possibly a first career ASCA Cup Series victory. And how about Chris Lilly as well? Inside the top 5, very silent in qualifying, has slowly made his way up through the field, has capitalized on other people's mistakes. Once again, the two-time champion showing you how it's done slow, quiet, consistent. If things go his way, if these top 3, if anything happens to these top 3, that opens the door for a lot of people to have a season turn around just like that.
We say that all the time, though.
Yeah, that's me being hopeful. Because unfortunately,
Like,
these guys are too good, and most of the time they keep it respectful. We've seen Hyder and Thurston bang doors a few times last season, and with them being on the front row once again here for this restart, we could see it happen again.
Given how Chris, like you mentioned, Lilly as well, I think, he's going to be kind of, in that 5th, 6th spot. If I'm Lilly, I'd kind of just lay back, keep toe with the leaders, but just take care a little bit of my equipment, because, Thurston's going to push hard. Hyder's going to push hard going after Thurston, and then these two guys, these guys in row 2, like your Walker and your Ethan Moreno, I don't feel like we've heard Moreno's name a lot these past couple weeks. Yeah, we haven't heard his name a lot.
I think this is his first start. He's a rookie. I can confirm that. I think this is his first start.
Well, even if it's his first or second start, that still goes to what I was going to say in terms of we don't know what he's going to do. And then Walker, he's probably going to push it, I imagine. So you got a couple guys up front who's probably going to go a little more aggressive. Just do the opposite, and you have more to work with later.
As we're coming out of turn 4, we're going to try it again, this time on lap 23. James Thurston, AJ Hyder, we've seen it time and time again. How will things be different this time around? Green flag is back in the air.
That's interesting. That restart, again, the whole bottom line. Hold on, we got some action going on in the back. Oh my God, almost went sideways.
That was Connor Safari that tried making it 4 wide on Jordan Herring. He went from outside the top 15 to 9th on that lap, and there goes the 95 in the back. Spinning around. We aren't able to get cameras on. We saw there in the back the 95 went spinning. We are keeping it green. 3 wide. Chris Lilly, Jordan Herring. Woo! More contact in turns 3 and 4. Lilly holds on to the car, and Connor Trafari with some incredibly aggressive moves. The terrorist terrorizing the field, and he's almost up to 6 now.
Looks like we're going to have a battle for the lead here. Hyder is gaining a lot of momentum off the backdraft of that 96. Thurston looks like he's going to block, takes that middle line away from the 24, stopping all momentum, but here comes the 93, generating momentum himself on the bottom.
More spinning in the back. We have another one. Into the wall hard. That's Aiden Smith. And that car is destroyed. We keep it green again. Aiden Smith with massive damage. He is fighting for the point lead. He was the point leader a few rounds ago.
Battle for the lead here. Thurston on the bottom, Hyder on the high side. How are they going to look going to turn number 1?
I think he's going to get him clear here. He's going to drive it in deep and clear him up off the corner. He does. Slides up in front of him. Yeah, he'll be comfortably into the lead here. He will not Thurston will not fight back.
Trafari continues to be under pressure. Chris Lilly, Jordan Herring are all over him. Trafari is not able to pull away. They're going to force it. More contact between Herring and Lilly as Herring goes sideways in front of Michael Walls. Still hitting Chris Lilly as they go 4 wide coming out of turn 4.
Look, they could make it 5 wide right here. The guy on the back is trying to make it 5 wide.
What's Herring doing? Herring is driving incredibly aggressive, side drafting Miles Davis down into turn 1. Things are getting real close here in the middle of the pack.
Oh my goodness. Hang on to her, boys. Oh, things are getting really tight right there down the back stretch. Still 3 wide.
This whole middle of the
3 wides.
This whole middle of the pack has been really sketchy since the restart. They've been close to record 4 or 5 times.
Oh, you got a guy back there. He is sideways on the bottom.
I think that they're going to make it through, though. Jordan Herring is really scaring me. He has a reputation on iRacing that he is not disproving one bit. While all that's going on, AJ Hyder pulling away. Thurston holding up a few guys, including Aiden Walker. The 87, the rookie of Moreno. Moreno trying to look outside on Walker. Ain't going to work there. And how about Connor Ballheis with some incredible moves up into the top 5?
Look at Marcus Vanderlee. He made the outside line work in turns 1 and 2, and he gained a couple spots himself. Let's see if he can do it again in turns 3 and 4. Nowhere really to go this time around. And actually, his momentum is going to be kind of stifled here, but Diamond's the corner a little bit. And I think he might be able to be side by side with someone going to turn 1. Actually, well, maybe. No, he really has nowhere to go.
Are you sure you're not looking at Enriquez?
In the 56?
The 056, the orange one.
Oh.
Marcus is in 30th as Enriquez
Oh.
gets sideways coming out of turn 2.
Woo! Okay, yeah, then I'm looking. Why is there two 56s?
No, he's the 056. There's a little zero
is why-
in the 5.
Same thing.
That's why I hate the 056 numbers. I hate
Yeah, I hate those because I'm over here thinking this is Marcus.
Man, look
Speaking
at all
of
these-
whoever it is, Marcus, Enrique,
Whoa.
whoever the hell it is, like they're about to go 3 wide again.
Mitch Walls in this coaster car, he's been forcing it a lot. They've been a little bit of contact between them these last few laps.
Now tell me, is it Mitch?
Oh, I guess.
Because it's his Irish name is Micah.
Oh, wow, it is.
Oh, in the
Oh
wall,
my
Chase
God,
Gibbons!
up in the air.
Hard wreck coming down the backstretch. Dylan Fox is in it. More contact. That's the 2 of Robert Eichelberry involved as well.
I saw that. I thought the 49 was getting ready to go upside down on the back straightaway. They crashed big
Oh,
time.
it was with Marcus Vanderlee.
49.
And Chase Gibbons just comes up into him and just, what is...
Oh, my.
Damn. Oh, hard hit there for Chase Gibbons. The 0-2 gets a piece. That's Connor Bowser in
Robert.
the 0-2 going into it. And then Eichelberry has nowhere to go. Into the wall, into Chase Gibbons. I mean, let's take another
I
look
have
here.
no idea what he was thinking. That's twice that Vanderlee just had a car clear themselves
Let's-
off of his nose.
Yeah, let's see here. I want to see. I mean, that's. Let's see here. Marcus is definitely coming down the racetrack.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I
Marcus
mean,
is
like,
Marcus is
oh.
definitely pinching him down really hard coming out of turn 2, and then yeah, I mean, just hooks him.
I mean, the 49 came up a little bit,
Yeah,
like
but
you
we're
mentioned. I mean, there's no reason to
Yeah.
pinch that hard, coming out of turn 2, especially because
we're-
they made contact previously.
I mean, this is the part of the corner right here where, you're coming up the racetrack. You're getting ready for the
Yeah.
exit of the corner. It's natural for the car on the inside to come up. Marcus is coming down
Ow.
on that part of the corner.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be doing that. I'm going to blame that on Marcus. I don't know what
Marcus.
he's really thinking right there. That's an incredibly hard... Look, I have my criticisms of Chase Gibbons as a driver. All right, he's done some really stupid shit in the series before, but that's not even on him right there. He's an innocent bystander of Marcus just not really paying attention on where the 49 is on the track.
Yeah. That's just took out a lot of cars, too.
Yeah.
Eichelberry's out of it. Gibson's most likely out of it.
Dylan Fox.
Chris Browns. Chris Bows or whatever. He got hit. I think he's okay, but he got some airtime.
Interesting strategy here, guys. We have a few guys that have stayed out. Leading off
Love
with
it.
Jason Marshall. He'll be leading it back to the green. Caden Reif, Alain Van Dusendorp, Rotz, and Dylan Fox is still out here. I don't know what he's doing. Dylan, you need to bring that car in. Dylan. But it also appears
No,
that
don't
some
do it.
guys either took 2 tires or just topped off on gas, because James Thurston was the first one off pit road, along with Keola Hankins, Jordan Herring, Enriquez, and Martinez Jr. And then that's when you find Hyder and Walker, who are outside the top 10 right now.
That's interesting. I wonder what the tire wear is looking like at Michigan. Michigan is all things considered, it's typically a high. There's a lot of tire wear on this track, especially with this car. So, and it's a hotter, and the track conditions are hotter. So you think that the tire wear would be higher, but I mean, you got guys that are willing to go for 2 tires. I guess it's not as bad as maybe we thought.
I have
mean,
no idea how it is. I've never driven this car.
Compared to places like Auto Club, this is nothing. But
Oh yeah, like Auto Club is like you change tires after 2 laps.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that this is definitely more of a response to the speed that you're seeing from the leaders than anything else. I think that especially people like Jason Marshall, who have been near the top 10 since the start of the race, they observe the fact that, hey, I'm not going to be able to outrun these guys on pure pace. Let me put myself in a better position to try to hold them off while they use up their better stuff. I think that's what you're also seeing from the 96 of James Thurston. Even though he is within those top 3 that are fighting for the win, he's just simply trying to put himself in a better position. Because now, Hyder and Aiden Walker, they have some work to do if they want to get back up to the front.
Well, Hyder, he started 9th. I'm not worried about him, even though he might be, he's about maybe a row, 2 rows. We got a blinker up front. But we got to, he's a few rows more behind, but I think he'll be fine. Thurston is interesting because, again, you got guys up front who didn't take tires, but typically on the restart, we've seen the bottom line is the preferred way to go. So I'm really interested to see how Thurston goes for this race. Yeah, look at him. He's kind of rolling to the back a little bit. Probably wants to get some forward momentum coming on the restart so he could clear these guys. But I kind of like Hyder's position as well because he has more room to work with when they go green because he's on 4.
We're going to try it again here. Coming to the green flag on lap 33. Jason Marshall's up and away, and a bit of wheel spin there from Caden Reif. That's going to allow the Ada Van Dusendorp to go to the inside here for second.
That wasn't even the greatest restart from Thurston either. I thought he'd get a better launch, but not at all. He kind of fell back a little bit, but he's about to make up for it with these 2 tires coming out of turn 2. You just see the tire advantage, 3 wide for the second spot. Thurston on the bottom. Levi, you mentioned it, that shallow entry to turn 3 is kind of an advantage, and with better tires, Thurston, he should clear these guys once they come back around.
Well, contact between Walker, Hyder, Herring! Hyder saves the car!
That?
Oh, what is Herring doing? Herring is driving heroically all over the place. More, the fact that he hasn't caused a huge crash yet is astounding.
Oh my goodness, I'm surprised Hyder saved that first of all, but like you mentioned with Herring, I don't know what he's doing.
Well, I'll tell you what, that wasn't even Herring's fault. That was Walker that sailed it down the inside, nearly 4 wide. That's the type of stuff that's going to get you up to the lead. He's now making it 3 wide here for 3rd place between Thurston and Roth.
Settle it for 2 wide for now. Let's see how it looks once they come towards the start-finish line. Right now, I believe that's Caden. No, that's not right. Well, I was going to say, there was a guy blinking back there, but you got a lot of action.
Yeah, that's Rott in the 76 that you're talking about. That's blinking. He's right now racing against Aiden Walker. Walker needs to be careful around the 76, but I don't think it will matter too much. Walker completing the pass, coming out of turn 2. 2 cars to go up to the front. We got a crash in the back.
I think the 54 and the 24 got together. I couldn't see it real well, but that's what it looked like from my view. But the caution is not out.
Yep, we keep it green 4 wide again, nearly between Enriquez, Lilly, Herring, and Ballheis.
I'm looking at the replay right now, Levi, and I believe you are right. It looks like the 33 got into the wall, and then that caused the 54 to stack up a little bit. But the 24, he really just stacked up and then bounced off the 33 of Davis, and then Hyder was already there, so Hyder turned him, but at that, he really turned himself off the 24.
Whoa, that is Rott blocking Michael Walls. Michael Walls and Trafari are charging through the field right now, along with Aiden Walker.
This is insane right now. I think because they know once this race starts to get along in the front, everyone's going to be single file, so if you're going to make up a spot, you got to make it up now because this might be the only chance you got.
Aiden Walker takes the lead over Jason Marshall here on lap 38.
I think Walker, he knows. I mean, most of his competition is up in the back of the pack, so he's got to take advantage now because Trafari's coming, Lily's coming. We got a lap car up front. That is the 31. What is he going to do? Wisely pulls out.
3 wide for second. Sorted it out 2 wide now.
And now look what Trafari's doing. Trafari has been following Michael Walls throughout this entire run, basically using him as a way to get through the pack. Now it's his turn to get through Michael Walls for second place. What a recovery drive by Connor Trafari. Started on pole, got involved in a big mistake on pit road that shoved him outside the top 15, and he's trying to make it 3 wide for the lead there on Aiden Walker and Michael Walls.
And I think he's going to do it. He's trying to go for a 2-for-1 right here. Let's see how they do. Walker holds it steady right now. Trafari tucks in the back for third. Here comes the 0-0. He peeks to the inside, wisely backs out of it, and avoids taking out the 93. But here comes Trafari down on the inside. He's been following that 0-0, and he's like, thank you very much, but your services are over.
These two have been fighting. It's bringing in Chris Lilly into the mix. He's getting up into this battle for the race lead, or what could be for the race lead here in a few laps. So I don't think Walker can hold on much longer. So
Lilly has been hungry for a win. He has not won a Cup Series race in 4 seasons. It has been such a long time since we've seen the 2-time champion in victory lane. He's trying to change that here tonight with the best run that he's had all season long. He's approaching the leaders very quickly.
Lilly's going to look to the inside of that 0-0 with Walls right now. What is he going to do? Nothing. He's going to stay behind. But you can see Trafari's doing everything he can to find some speed. Peeking down on the bottom, peeking on the top, trying to get any clean air he can on the nose of that number 9 car.
Lilly's going to go high here. Coming out of turn 2, Michael Walls will open the door. Lilly's going to go ahead and have that door shut. He opens another one to the inside on Michael Walls for 3rd place.
I mean, this is helping Walker. He doesn't have to worry too much about the guys behind him because they're all trying to fight each other, but he might have to start worrying in just a moment as here comes Chris Lilly and Connor Trafari.
And AJ Hyder is recovered. He is now up to 6. Really close stuff between Walls and Lilly down the front straightaway, leaning on each other as they go towards turn 1.
And you got to think about Walls. I mean, is he going to appreciate Lilly really going tight into that hole? And here comes again Lilly once again using that high line. He's found a way to make it work.
This is the fastest that I've seen Lilly in a really long time. He is showing pace that we have not seen in this era of ASCA so far, racing toe-to-toe with Connor Trafari for 2nd. And if he can get past him, who knows what he can do against Walker. He's nearly clear down the front straightaway.
We've seen him use the top line. What is he going to do here? He really doesn't have a choice, so he's going to have to do it once again. He's really the only one I've seen that's able to make that 3rd line work. Clears the 9, and it looks like he's going for more. 93 versus 53, side by side for the lead. Right now, Walker with the advantage as they dive into turn number 3. Who's going to come out on top? Walker kind of pinches Lilly on the high side for a little bit, but that's going to be to the 53's advantage. He's going to set sail and possibly clear Walker, who gets sideways. New leader possibly at the start-finish line. It's Lilly.
And that is veteran versus rookie Chris Lilly to the lead here at Michigan.
I'm sorry, Walker almost pinched Trafari going into turn number 1. That is not going to be something that Trafari's going to be happy about. And Trafari, look at what he's doing. He's making the high line work as well because he saw the 53 do the same thing.
look at this huge pack we have for the battle, or for this battle up front. This racing's brought them all back in. Walker coming back 3 wide. They're going to split them for the race lead. It's going to be Trafari up off the corner, but there's still 3 wide. Pretty much equal. He's going to get, he's not going to clear them all. Across the stripe, there's still 3 wide entering turn 1.
Chris Lilly thought he was safe. Not at all. Trafari and Walker splitting him in the middle. Michael Walls watching on. Clinton McDonald in the mix, along with Hyder and Ballheis. It's an 8-car getaway for the lead.
This is incredible. I mean, look at this. We're talking about Walls, but I mean, you got McDonald's. You got Hyder in the mix as well. So much action. You think this is a plate race with how they're racing right now and how close they are, but this is incredible. Ooh, sideways. And he's just going to tuck in behind.
They almost held it 3 wide through the whole lap. The only part of the lap they really weren't 3 wide was right there at the end of it, coming across the line, but they're still 3 wide for second. Lilly's going to back out. Now he's going to come around the outside again. Walker got really close to that 0-0. Lap traffic in front of him.
Again, look at Michael Walls with that
Oh.
incredible move through the middle, trying to get one, trying to get the other. Going for second, Michael Walls sailing it into turn 2, forcing Lily up the track.
I mean, this is just playing into... I keep saying it's going to play into Trafari's advantage because he's able to take the corner however he wants. Look at what Walls is doing, completely blocking Lily, shutting any door that is possibly open. And Trafari, he is loving this, saying, keep battling there and just let me go.
And keep in mind, this whole time, Hyder has not been able... He's actually getting passed by Ballheis. He is completely trapped. This is a rare scene here in the championship. For once, Hyder not in control, not able to make those moves. This pack racing that we're seeing is just making it impossible for Hyder to gain any ground.
And what's even worse is that Hyder is on the bottom. If you want to make these passes, we've seen it, you got to make it on the top. But because he has nowhere to go, he's stuck on that bottom line. It's pretty much impossible.
Yeah, the one advantage he had earlier in the race was being able to take that shallow entry into one and get alongside and on the inside of anybody and pass him. That's gone away. The lane's moved up as the race has gone on.
Michael Walls
So he's lost
all
their
over the
advantage.
back of him now, coming out of turn 2, all over the back of Trafari. It's practically a drag race down the backstretch. Walker giving him a bit of an arrow push down to turn 3. He makes a look to the bottom, but it ain't gonna work. Trafari's gonna chop the nose, feed him all that dirty air, and he holds on to the lead as they come out of turn 4.
I'd say for the most part, I mean, they've kind of tamed themselves a little bit, but I mean, look at Hyder. You see they're kind of single file, everyone drafting off one another. It's kind of like a plate race where if you're not in that line, you're going to go to the back, and we're seeing that with AJ Hyder right now. Everyone kind of taking care of themselves right now. I guess maybe to save some equipment, you know, save some tires, but right now everyone's pretty steady. Boy, if you're AJ Hyder, you see that gap between 3rd and 4th. You're thinking, oh,
He's
if
gonna
I could
take
just
it.
fit myself right there.
Oh, he's not going to pull up right there, Willie. He's going to pull up. Ballheis is given the opportunity. No, he's going to go ahead and go to the inside McDonald, while Walker goes to the inside Michael Walls for second.
And again, side by side, who's loving this right now is Connor Trafari. Let them battle each other out, feed off each other while Trafari can just pull away. But again, you can't really pull away like you could at 1.5 miles at a track like Michigan because it's so big. The arrow, the draft plays such a big role. But I mean, he's still loving the side-by-side battle behind him because then he can just focus on the race in front of him rather than the race behind him. But Walker actually moved up to the 2nd spot, taking it from the 00. So what is the 93 going to do? Hyder finally gets in line.
Yeah, the thing is right now, Walker has to find a way to get to that outside on Trafari. Trafari's had the gratitude here to pretty much just run that bottom, save his stuff, do whatever he can to put himself in a much better position.
Look at Lily.
Yeah, Lily
He's like
all the way up to the top.
all the way up.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff you see on a restart, not during the middle of a run. And you saw how that happened there. Hyder now to the bottom to try and take advantage of that. Hyder definitely was saving his stuff. Here comes Walker to the bottom.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of the bottom, here comes the 93. Not enough yet to pull up alongside the 9. Actually, maybe he will. He's going to get to that rear quarter panel, possibly a little bit of side drafting. Nope.
Not that time. Nuh-uh.
Trafari able to shut the door for him now, but how much longer can the 9 hold off the 93? Right now, it's about a half a car length advantage for Trafari, but Walker, he's going to look to close it up here going down the backstretch.
Hyder has moved up into 4th place. He was definitely backing up his entry, saving his stuff a tad in that big pack earlier. Now that everyone's single file, he's using what he's got left to great effect. Dive bomb into turn 3 on Michael Walls, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's going to be enough just because Walls is using that high line. Hyder on the inside, so can't really make it perform as much as he wants. But I mean, the thing with Hyder is that, like you said, you got to make that outside line work, and we haven't seen the 24 do that in the last couple laps. We're now past the halfway mark.
As they come out of turn 2, Hyder has a good opportunity here down the back straightaway. He's going to put that nose to the inside. Going down to turn 3, will we see a dive bomb by Hyder? He sails it in pretty deep, but he backs up in the center. Michael Wallace pinching the 24 on the inside. As they come out of turn 4, Hyder has the run down the front straightaway.
And I think Hyder, yeah, he's going to clear the 00, so he moves up to third. It's not over yet. The 24, he's still going to be in this mix.
The only problem for the 24 right now is that he can't really pass anywhere else other than 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is the only place he could really be passing right now. The 1 and 2 just not worked out for him.
Well, what's going to help him is that Walker, he's starting to close up on this 9 car, so these two get side by side. That's going to allow Hyder to close up on them and make this a 3-car battle.
And if you're Walker right now, you know, you've been very content staying behind Trafari, but now that you got Hyder behind you, how do you approach this battle now with Trafari?
I think Walker wants the lead regardless. I mean, we've seen him peeking down on the inside, trying to make something work even before Hyder got to third. But I do believe the urgency is going to pick up as he starts to dive it off into turn number 1. Side by side for the lead, but for how much longer Trafari, he is going to use that top line to his advantage and say, nope, stay behind me.
One thing I'm starting to think about is the fuel. We've ran quite a long time green. You're talking about no caution in the chat, so I wonder if something happened, but we've ran about 25 laps green, so I'm starting to wonder how long they can go on this fuel run.
There's definitely
And will it be enough to get them to the end?
There's definitely at least one pit stop from now to the checkered flag. It's all about when you choose to make it. With the tire wear that we're seeing here, pitting early might have a really big impact, especially if you do it at the right time. There might not be enough laps for guys to catch you on better tires, but we'll have to wait and see what these guys got cooking up in the pit lane for a little bit later on. We still have about 45 laps to go. That's a long run for these guys. They're going to wait a little bit while longer before they make their final pit stops.
Walker took a little bit of a different line that time compared to Trafari. Really got to the bottom. Trafari kind of staying in that middle line. I mean, I like that. At this point, if you want to get the lead, you're not going to get it by doing what Trafari. He actually bobbled a little bit coming out of turn number 4. I thought Walker was going to get side by side with him right there because Trafari got a little bit loose, but he's able to keep the 93 behind him for now. But like I was saying before, I like what Walker was doing there. Just do something different from the 9. You're not going to beat him by doing the exact same thing. So either you hope for a mistake or you try something different, and he might have to try something different right now. And what that difference is defense, as right now, here comes the 24 on the inside of the 93, maybe to the inside for the lead.
He's not going to make this easy. No, he is not. The 93 putting up a fight.
Oh,
Trafari
nice.
loose out of turn
Sideways.
4.
3 wide.
This is awesome. We saw him. He bobbled it off 4.
Into turn
Well, Lane's
1.
going to be the advantage.
Trafari on that outside line. He's got a lot of momentum here coming out of turn 4. Hyder is just not able to make any speed down on the bottom. Walker sideways coming out of turn 2. They're going to be even down the back. A major side draft by Aiden Walker on Connor Trafari as they go towards turn 3.
3 wide shrinks to 2 wide. Walker with the preferred line with that shallow entry. Trafari trying to gain the momentum on the high side. Who's going to come out on top? Trafari's had issues in turn 4 for the... Looks clean so far. Okay, great. Everyone's going. Hey, clean so far. Going to turn number 1. Still side by side.
Wow.
They're still making this work.
Incredible
That lag was
stuff.
crazy.
Incredible
It's a
stuff.
major lag.
Fortunately, I didn't get it. Aiden Walker, Connor Trafari continuing side by side, and AJ just doesn't have anywhere to go. We saw in the front stretch last time around. He tried making it 3 wide, but with 2 guys on his outside, that bottom is not going to work unless both of them bobble, and both of them are keeping it full steam ahead right now as they come out of turn 4 to start lap 60.
I mean, even if you're Hyder at this point, I mean, what do? Do you just try to push someone to clear the other, and that way you can try to clear yourself? But we've seen it, like, once the leader is kind of off into his own and clean air, it takes a lot just to get side by side with him. So, I mean, if you're the 24, you just got to hope one of them makes a mistake.
I think you're seeing what Hyder's doing right now. He wants to at least get by one of them. And I think what also he's doing here, look what he's doing. He's backing up the corner. He's saving his stuff again. He's doing the same exact thing he did in that big pack earlier. He understands that he has no chance of making this pass. Trafari is sideways, man. He's out of it. And that's going to open the door.
And I think the 93 should be able to clear him.
Nope, not yet.
Nope. What's Hyder going to do here? Stays behind the 93. He's just going with whatever driver has the better momentum. I mean, before he went with Trafari. Now he's going with Walker, who should easily clear the 9 right now. If he wisely just goes up in front of him, he does. And that's going to put the 9 and the 24 side by side.
Yeah, and Connor has been using his stuff for pretty much this entire run. I can't imagine he's been saving too much. He's really not had an opportunity to save. So these should be easy passes here by Walker and Hyder. But I'll tell you, Trafari is not giving up, trying to keep it on the outside, but he's going to have to give way as AJ Hyder moves up into second.
That was some great racing for the lead right there. 3 wide. The gains from Hyder. Who's he going to go with? And Walker able to pull away, but now it goes from the lead for the 9 to now the 93 and the 24.
Right behind him, look at all this jostling here. Lilly and Rott continue to fight. They've been fighting for the top 5 for pretty much this entire run. Rott's going to sail it off into turn 3. And I actually say that, I'm completely sorry. I completely butchered that. Rott is actually a lap car. I confused him for Michael Walls. But look what some of these lappers are doing. Rott and Jason Marshall, remember, they stayed out a couple of restarts ago, and they went ahead and pit, and now they're jostling through the lead lap traffic on fresh tires. This is the advantage that you get on a fresh set of Goodyear tires. They're going to go zip by on the inside of our leaders. This is definitely going to affect the way they fight out this lead, because there's a few more coming.
Well, I'm going to say, is this going to affect the strategy as well? Because, I mean, you got a guy like Trafari whose tires are used up. Does he see the tire advantage and he thinks, man,
Whoa.
look at the 3 wide Marshall and Aiden Smith. I thought they were going to easily take out the 93, but back to what I was saying before, I mean, if you're a guy like Trafari and you see the tire advantage, do you think, you know what, I don't got enough to keep up with these guys, I'm losing time. Do I just cut my losses and pit now, try to get the advantage?
You might want to, though, because AJ Hyder is all over him for the lead on the inside. That is going to be the 93 of Aiden Walker all the way on that third line, trying to build momentum to defend the lead down the back straightaway. He has the momentum. As they go towards turn 3, Hyder still has a nose in there, and they're going to continue side by side as they go into turn 3.
Chevy versus Chevy, 93 versus 24. Really what's going to come down to is the line. Right now, it's the top line that's being the advantageous line, as Walker is able to hold off Hyder. Such incredible defense from the first-year driver.
Right now, order is as follows. Aiden Walker, AJ Hyder, Connor Trafari, Michael Walls, and a great job here by Clinton McDonald holding off the pack. He's been doing that. He's the one that I confused Justin Rott for. He's been holding off the rest of the top 10 this entire run. And he's been having an incredible season in his sophomore slump. Not that at all. It's going to be Chris Lilly in 6th, Connor Ballice all over him for 7th, and once again a great job by Moreno in his first start in 8th, followed by Diego Roldan in 9th, and Miles Davis recovering from that almost spin at the start of the race in 10th place. And James Thurston is struggling right now. He is sitting in 11th right now. This run has not been going his way at all.
Talked about it before, where once we get these long runs, the passes get harder and harder to make because everyone gets so strung out. So you got to make what you can work now. And I think Hyder even, you know, he kind of understands that too. He's got a really good opportunity with how close he is to the 93, and I think he's doing everything he can to try to get there. Again, if you're Trafari, just... Oh,
here we go.
Here we go.
Inside down the front straightaway. Look at the 93 pinching Hyder up the track. Almost contact. Yeah, Hyder was making his lane very clear. And look what he's doing. He's forcing Walker up the track. Normally it's the other way around. The outside has the advantage. Hyder is almost clear. He chops the nose. Hyder takes the lead.
Now, what is Walker going to do? You got to imagine he doesn't appreciate that at all. He's going to take it to the inside, maybe use the 71 as a pick, but he stays outside for now. We haven't seen Hyder on the high side for much of the race, so let's see what he does here.
He's got it. Hyder takes the lead over Aiden Walker. It took the entire run Aiden Walker is probably one of the only people that can hold off Hyder for that long. But now, coming to lap 69, this time by Michael Walls, has come down pit road from 4th place. He is the first one within the top 10 to abandon green flag running to come down pit road for a fresh set of Goodyear tires. Now you got to think some other people are going to be seeing his example and are going to want to come down pit road to cover him off.
Well, let's see how they look here going into the corners. Hyder,
they're slowing down. Everyone's coming in. Everybody. Here they come.
Yep. Here we go.
Walker coming in hot. Trafari coming in hotter.
Oh, I don't know.
That
one of
was
those
close.
has to be speeding.
Yeah, one of them has to be speeding penalty.
We'll see. Trafari came in hot down pit road. And the top 3 are bumper to bumper to bumper. Hyder took that very conservatively and allowed Walker and Trafari to gain a ton of time. Oh, on the pit lane. Contact. Was there contact? There was, no, the 93 just messed it up. Coming to pit road, both Trafari and Walker. What's happening with Walker? Walker doesn't know where his pit stall is.
You'd think you'd want to know that. And even Trafari, he slid a little bit. He's going to lose some time there as well.
No, I think
I don't think there was contact.
There was no contact. The 93 just overdid it. He thought that he went in the wrong stall. He thought Trafari, yeah, he went in the wrong stall.
Well, all the time that Trafari made up by diving it deep, he lost because he slid in his pit stall and he had to back it up. So he lost all the ground he made up. But the one I'm paying attention to is that 00. Did he get by Hyder?
No, he did not. Right now, it's Hyder. And then the 87 of Moreno. Moreno actually pit before Michael Walls did. That's just the advantage that you get by being out on fresh tires for just a lap or two. He is within a second of him. Now, unfortunately, with him being on older tires, I imagine Hyder is going to be able to sail away with this lead once everyone comes down pit road. But an incredible pit strategy here by the rookie.
Yeah, Hyder already got by him, and man, that is a shame. I mean, just a couple mistakes. Trafari, that's his second pit road mishap this race, and this late on, I mean, that's really going to bite him now. And, I mean, the 93 of Walker, I mean, you got to know where your pit stall is. I get it's green flag conditions in the heat of the moment of going for the race win, but that's a pretty bad mistake.
Yeah, I think that either he just really overcooked it or he genuinely thought, he just misunderstood what box is where he was supposed to be. Because I'll tell you what, Michigan has a very weird pit row where there is a first box that isn't used. So in reality, in the order, Aiden Walker does have the second box, but in reality, he has the third box. So it's possible there must have been a mistake there. There is a battle for the lead, though, between Jason Marshall and Justin Rott. Remember, they're on a completely different strategy. They pit way before everybody else. Justin Rott takes the lead of the race on lap 71. Now, whether they can make it to the end, we're going to have to wait and see. But the matter of the fact is that Hyder is within a second of him, and he's just going to blow by him right here.
Yeah, it ain't going to mean much, like you said. I mean, what's the tire advantage? Like, even, 2-3 laps? But it doesn't really matter because Hyder, he's there.
To the inside here on Jason Marshall. Down the back straightaway, going down to turn 3. AJ will make quick work of that. And then Justin Rott will be the final car that Hyder will have to traverse. Rott is trying everything, but he's just sliding the car, delaying the inevitable. AJ Hyder takes back the lead on lap 73.
I mean, just look at the tire advantage. There's nothing Rott could have done. He tried everything, and Hyder just made it look easy. The tire difference is insane.
A lot more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, at this point, the only thing that's going to stop Hyder at this point is going to be a yellow. Now, whether we'll get one, we'll have to wait and see. Trafari, recovering from his mistake, is in 6th place, chasing down Michael Walls. He is on a fresher set of Goodyear tires, so he's going to be able to make moves that Michael will not be able to make. Jason Marshall is in the way of Walls, and Trafari staying high, getting passed by everybody. He's just along for the ride at this point. He's begging for a yellow to save his race before he eventually falls outside the top 10. We did have some smoke down the front straightaway. There must have been a crash that wasn't called. And we continue green.
Well, we've had a couple of those recently, so I think the tower has made it very clear that they're not really going to call it unless it's either a multi-car crash or, you know, they're clearly in the way.
Yeah, there was someone stopped on the track on that long
Here
run.
comes more lag.
They never
Speaking
called
of in the way, Justin Rott blocking Michael Wall's contact between Rott and Trafari as they were coming through turns 3 and 4. I don't know what Rott's doing, just blocking people like that, but it just did not work out for him. As Connor Bolheis also gets by, now he will race with Connor Trafari for a top 4 spot.
I'm about to say, what was that about? They get to the finish.
Caution!
Caution's out. Caution's out.
Uh-oh.
I was getting ready to say it. I don't think I've ever seen ASCA go a full green flag cycle without a crash.
I'm trying to figure out where it came
And
from.
they've crashed.
You do have
It's the
smoke, and it's
54.
it's Gabe Cazzola.
Wow. Yeah, I was about to say we've never. Oh, Miles.
Whoa!
Davis.
What the? So Gabe was a lap car, just so everyone knows. He's on an older set of tires.
Miles just hooked him.
Yeah, he was in P27. And down the front straightaway. Remember, they're racing against Jason Marshall as well.
I don't really understand
Miles
if that's
just-
necessary.
That's weird. I don't know whether that's Gabe coming
Something-
down or what, but
No.
oh my, Gabe almost flipped
I don't
right
know.
there.
Something.
Oh my god,
That
that's so
seems
dangerous.
intentional.
Chris Lilly almost slammed into him at full speed. Both Lilly and Kaola Hankins drifting through turns 1 and 2. Incredible save by the both of them.
Huh.
That is.
I think this is intentional. Maybe that's crazy for me to say, but he's running P8, and you know he's got a lap car right up on him, holding him up, caution to
I'm
get him
just
back into
wondering
this
why
race.
Miles is doing that. Let's get an onboard here.
That's weird. I don't
So
know.
I'm
That
wondering
just
if
doesn't seem like a
something
normal crash.
happened. Why?
No, they did. They barely even make contact. Like he just got up right up on his corner panel, and it just. I have no idea. That is weird looking.
Here's the onboard with Miles Davis. I mean, that's not intentional. He's turning the wheel to the left all the way. Or not all the way,
Yeah.
but he's not turning into him. I think that it's just really bad pushing by Miles. I don't know why you're pushing a damaged lap car like that when you could just make it 3 wide and pass both the lap car and the guy you're fighting for position. But yeah, he'll definitely be getting a penalty for that. Fully deserved as well. That's
And everyone's
just...
coming on the pit road. Sorry to interrupt you, but Hyder might take it 2 tires. That was a pretty fast stop. I wonder, did anyone stay out?
Let's see.
Maybe
Right now, Moreno and Aiden Arevalo has beat Hyder off pit road.
Pit road. Did he take time?
And we do have a few guys staying out here, including Quentin McDonald and Chris Lilly. They're staying out on the racetrack along with Landon Warren. That is, yeah, we have a few lappers that are wanting to stay out as well, or at least going to be waiting before coming
And
in.
Aiden Arevalo missed his stall too, so that makes it even crazier that he got out in front of him. Unless he took.
He must have
That was
taken
a
no tires, just gas.
Yeah, I don't think he took tires. I think it was just fuel. And I've gotten in touch with the African King, Miles Davis, saying it's not on purpose. I jumped the gun too early saying it was on purpose. I just know how he is in most other leagues. Whereas if you make him a little mad, he will drive backwards. He's been given an EOL though.
So boys, let's
that's a
take a
problem?
look at this. So right now, we're going to be coming under 25 laps to go when we go back green. Maybe about 22 or 21. So let's take a look at what we got. Clinton McDonald, Chris Lilly, Landon Warren, all staying out on the same set of tires. They were only out for maybe about 10 laps.
Oh my God!
What the? What the?
You got a voice changer on.
Do I?
Yeah, you
Not
just did.
anymore.
Wait, did it just turn on?
It just turned off.
What the fuck?
It was on. It turned on and then it turned back off.
Yeah, no, it's been doing that lately, and I don't know why. Here. I genuinely cannot tell you why it's been doing that. It's been doing that, like... Man, hold on. Dude, you know what's really funny? If that pulled up on the stream, that would be really funny. Here, let me see if I can turn that off really quickly. Where is it? There it is. There. Am I fine now?
Well, you had
now
been
you are.
fine.
How long? Did that only last like a second?
It lasted like 5 seconds.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Well then, that happened.
Yeah. And with that, if everything's fine on the stream, then oh wait, we're not even live. Hold up. All right, there we go. And we're going to be bringing it back green here. It's going to be Clinton McDonald and Chris Lilly on old tires, the top 4, holding off the rest of the pack on freshies. As we come over to the restart zone, 22 laps to go.
Ooh, we got a lot of guys spinning their tires, including Hyder. See if they're able to recover going to turn number 1.
Big stack up there, 4 wide already in the back of the pack. Thurston trying to make a move at the inside. Try and get up all the spots he can. Contact.
Oh!
The 80s sideways.
Van Dusendorp around into the wall. Martinez is in it as well.
Wow.
Shockingly, the
That was a
crash
wild
comes from the
restart.
guys on new tires and not the ones on old.
So let's get a good look at this restart. So Landon Warren does not get a good jump. This causes Ballheist to run into walls, who runs into higher. This causes that big checkup. And we're going to look for Van Dusendorp over here in the 8. And we're going to go ahead slow right here. 4 wide down to turn 1. Thurston making a big move. And let's see what happens here. Rod is going really slow, and this causes a huge checkup. And Van Dusendorp tries to shove it 5 wide. Gets into Jason Marshall, and into the wall goes Dimitri Mundros and Nicholas Martinez Jr.
That was a crazy... That was a crazy restart, and like you mentioned, Levi, you alluded to it, where it really came from the guys on new tires, because the guys up front went away pretty clean, but the guys on freshies, I mean, you got Hyder who spun the tires a little bit, obviously the wreck that just happened, which typically you think it'd be the other way around.
You gotta feel bad for Mudros. His day keeps getting worse. He gets caught up in this one.
And he's been doing such a great job this season. Second in points coming into tonight, having by far, next to Hyder, the most consistent season. Tonight's going to be a blemish on that, but fortunately he has a lot of points that he can fall back on so far. And Aiden Arevalo abandons the strategy. Never mind, he lied. Never mind, he lied.
Fooling absolutely nobody with him.
So
Aiden
now...
he's such a rebellious Richard,
He
man.
really is. Now, Landon Warren did not have a great start. He lost about 3 spots, so he is no longer really going to be in the way of these leaders, which leaves only 3 left. Clinton McDonald, Chris Lilly, Aiden Arevalo. We saw in that start just how much better those 10-lap fresher tires are. Does Clinton McDonald, Chris Lilly, and Arevalo have any chance to hold these guys off?
No.
No. Not at all. Just no.
I hope they take out AJ Hyder and it's some big crash where he flips over thousands of times.
This is why we need George.
George would have stayed out.
George Tolsma would be out on like 100-lap-old tires.
Exactly.
They'd be down to the cords. Actually, he'd wear past the cords. Not on them.
Amen, brother.
I think George Tolsma deserves just a George Tolsma provisional.
I agree.
I agree.
We need him in every race.
It's like how,
Yes.
you know, the All-Star race has that provisional for, like, the past champion or whatever if they don't
No.
make it. We should have that.
because George is a past champion.
Yeah.
Not only should he get a George Tolza provisional, he should get provisional pole every time.
I agree.
Put him up front at the
And
beginning.
he should be given 3 tries to lead a lap.
I agree.
So if he loses the lead, we have to re-rack it.
If
Agreed.
he's not within the top 30 in a caution, they should flip the field so he's in the top 10.
I think that's a great idea.
I concur.
So we're going to be coming back green here with under 20 laps to go. Now, if you're in Clinton McDonald's situation right now, do you want more yellows, or do you want it to try to go green all the way to the end?
You want more yellows. The less green flag laps means less opportunity for Hyder to get by you.
Well, let me put it this way. If we keep having yellows, what's stopping Hyder from making up one position on one restart and then making up another position on the other? And then before you know it, you're a sitting duck against Hyder on your outside on a restart.
Now I'll say this, Hyder's on the outside this time. Typically you gotta make up your moves on the inside, so I still think Hyder's gonna get it done regardless, but there's a slight possibility it'll be more difficult this time.
Now watch out for rookie, the number 87, Ethan Moreno. He's starting on that inside in 5th place. Connor Trafari behind Hyder, and Michael Walls behind him. There are a lot of drivers hungry and will happily take advantage of Hyder being in this vulnerable state. We'll see what happens here on this rack, and we'll see if we can make it all the way to the checkered flag. We're going to be coming back here with under 18 laps to go. It's Quentin McDonald and Chris Lilly once again on the front row. Let's see how long we can make it. Green flag is back in the air.
Green flag.
Big checkup by everybody!
Whoa!
Everybody tried to jump the start, and look at Duncan fall through the middle, gets blocked by Kaola Hankins.
Bunch of cars with front damage and rear damage now for that stack up. They're going to crash in the middle of this pack again. Jesus Christ.
Hang on to her, boys.
And look at Monin on the inside. Contact! And Arevalo goes around! Arevalo goes around off the bumper of the 87, and just like that, the 87's chances of victory are out the window. Here comes Connor Trafari on AJ Hyder for second.
Well,
Whoa.
I can't even talk about what I want to because there's just so much. Watch! Oh my god!
Jesus Christ, it's the first time we've seen that all day under green flag. There wasn't that restart, and this time they didn't crash.
Side by side for third, and side by side for the lead. Lilly outside on Clinton McDonald.
I mean, if you're Clint McDonald, I'm not even worried about Lilly. I'm worried about giving Hyder that inside line. I would cover it off with my life.
Contact McDonald and Lilly into turn 3.
Oh, Hyder's got his nose in there. He's going to be 3 wide coming out of turn number 4.
Oh, he has a really good shot here. He could sail it in. McDonald door slamming Hyder down the front straightaway. 3 wide for the lead as they go towards turn 1.
Far goes with Lilly.
They're not going to let him go. Hyder gets tight contact with McDonald. And Chris Lilly takes the lead. Trafari whipping around the outside. Up to second. Hyder cannot get past McDonald.
Oh, and you got to imagine McDonald is not happy. He's going to make Hyder's life as miserable as possible. Or not, just give him the bottom. Okay, I know nothing.
And this is the
Side
second
by
time
side.
Chris Lilly's... Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, brother.
No, I'm going to cough.
All right, he's going to cough. Side by side, Hyder and McDonald continue to fight for third. McDonald holding him off with everything he's got. That's allowing Moreno to come back into this thing.
Oh, yeah, Hyder, you see, you just got to sail it off there into turn number 1. I mean, he's got to do it now because if he got held up by McDonald, all the fresh tires advantage that he's got was just going to go away. Now, is it Trafari on fresh tires as well?
Yes, Trafari and Hyder on the same set of tires along with Moreno as Moreno makes the dive on the inside. McDonald sideways through the center of 3 and 4. That's going to allow Moreno a chance coming out of turn 4. Chris Lilly continues to lead, but not for much longer. Trafari door slamming him down the front straightaway as they head towards turn 1. More contact.
This is the second time Lilly's led all day. Let's see if he can hold on to it this time. Last time he didn't hold on to it for very long. It's looking like the same thing this time.
Here goes Hyder. 3 wide.
3 wide. Hyder to the bottom.
Look at Hyder.
Hyder all the way down the white line.
Oh, he is trying everything in his power to pinch off that 24. 3 abreast going into the corner.
And Lilly can't do anything. Lilly cannot do anything. He's going to back out. He'll have to settle for third. It's now between these two. Fought for the championship last season. They're going to fight for the win here tonight. Trafari with the lead. Lilly with the run on Hyder into turn 1.
Oh my god. Lilly got a big run out of turn number 4. I don't know if it's really going to mean anything in terms of the race win. Yeah, he's not even able to be side by side with
Whoa.
Hyder, who I think got on the wall a little bit. But this race isn't over by any means.
Yeah, no, Trafari is in a position. Remember, he came in tonight 25th in points. He needs a win if he wants any chance of saving his season. Hyder is the one person stopping him from getting there. As we're coming up here on 11 laps to go. Here from Michigan, Trafari's beginning to pull away.
For how much longer? You know, Hyder, he's going to save up what he's got for a few laps. If there's any advantage he could get on the 9, he's going to try to do it. But think about Trafari. 2 pit road mishaps, including the last pit stop that we had under green flag conditions. We thought his race might have been over, and here he is leading, coming to 10 laps to go. If he can hold off Hyder, his roller coaster of a day will end with the victory.
And remember, he started on pole as well. He had everything in his hands. He had a huge mistake on pit road, had to traverse through the field multiple times, and after a hard fight 3 wide for the lead, he's now in control with 10 laps to go. While that goes on, Lillian Moreno fight for third. Moreno sailing it into turn 1. He's now got third sorted. Does he have any chance of catching the top 2? He have 10 laps to find out.
Yeah, I was getting ready to point that out. I wasn't counting Ethan out yet. He's been plowing his way back up through the field, and he seems fast today. I think he could challenge for the race lead if he could just get up there.
There's a little shot from Lily as well. Look at this pack behind them. 3rd, 4th, 5th, like 3rd all the way to like 7th or 8th is only separated by about a second.
Yeah, Aiden Walker's in there along with Enriquez as well. And Jason Marshall. Remember, Rott and Marshall, they were guys that were doing the alternative strategy. That caution was exactly what they needed at the perfect time, because now they're up here. And a big shout out to Duncan Faw, who on that restart jumped about 3 rows of cars due to that big checkup. He was a big winner in there, and after starting outside the top 25, he runs in 9th place.
Yeah, Aiden Arevalo is not happy with the 087 right now. Let's just say he gave him a encouraging message on the driver chat.
Well, I'm not going to show it because knowing Arevalo, he probably said something that would get me banned from YouTube.
It would, most definitely.
Bumper to bumper to bumper, all behind Aiden Walker. As Walker is now traversed through the slower traffic, he moves up to 4th after his catastrophic mishap contact. Enriquez and Clint McDonald. Almost Jason Marshall getting involved there as well. And Duncan Fall all the way down to the bottom. They make it 3 wide as Chris Lilly tries to hold on with anything that he's got left.
This is some insane racing back here. So the top 3 have pretty much settled themselves out for now. There's still a lot to go for in the back of the pack.
And I don't know if Hyder's got anything. We are under 10 laps to go at this point. And it's been staying within about 0.3 of a second. I don't know whether Hyder's been saving his stuff, playing with his food a little bit, or if this is all the pace that he's got. But if it is, it's not enough to stop Trafari. He's going to get a pretty good run here coming out of turn 2. But he's going to need a little bit more in these next final laps if he wants any chance at beating Trafari tonight.
You see him just sailing it off into turn number 3, using that shallow entry to his advantage. And I think it's actually going to work. Gains a ton of time on the 9. Now only separated by about a car length. We might have a battle for the lead here.
Caution's out.
Caution.
We have a spin down the front straightaway. It's Chris Lilly involved, along with Brandon Sampson for the 2nd time tonight.
Oh, that's a shame. Lily was having a great run. Let's see what happened.
That's highly unfortunate.
I'm afraid it's Lily. I was getting ready to blame Sampson, but I'm gonna have to cut him a break. Chris Lilly
Was
loses.
sideways.
Yeah, I mean he's on old tires. I mean he's trying to hold on to a top 10 spot. He just gets loose and he just takes out Brandon Sampson.
I was trying to say the whole time, and I even yelled when the crash happened that Brandon Sampson was about to cause a crash.
Oh my gosh!
But it turns out my microphone was muted.
Yeah, and another thing, look how close Sampson was to slamming that wall. Look at that. Oh my God. Sampson very lucky by inches to get away with that. And I've given Sampson my shits and giggles in the fast, but I'll be honest. I mean, he was just an innocent bystander. Chris Lilly just completely wiping him out. And Chris Lilly kind of is going to ruin what could have been a really good finish. We'll see if he gets any penalty points from that. Let's be honest, he's the league owner. He ain't getting penalty points. But
Yeah, I
come on.
started yelling. I started yelling about Brandon Sampson caused a crash, and my microphone was muted, so nobody heard it. That's highly unfortunate, but that's not on him. Chris Lee just came up the track and caused that crash. But now things are going to get exciting.
So right now, first driver on pit road is going to be Balheisen Enriquez, along with Quentin McDonald and Chris Lilly. The top 8 have stayed, actually, no, quite more than the top 8. A lot of drivers, I believe, up to, actually, I do think it is the top 8, all the way up to Berkey. The top 8 have stayed out on the racetrack. And everyone else down pit road, as we were watching Aiden Smith doing whatever the hell he's doing down here in the infield in turn 2. Gotta wonder, with this strategy, we're gonna be going into what could be either a 2-lap or a 3-lap finish. Do these guys have a chance at the guys that are on slower tires? Because we went a lot more than 10 laps. I mean, these guys are gonna be at a major disadvantage.
I mean, I think the guys up front, they'll have enough laps to where they'll be fine. Especially because, you know, kind of like that 9th, 10th on back, that's the Hornet's Nest. So there's a good chance they're not even going to make it out without getting some kind of contact or some kind of accident. So I think they should be fine. I'm just going to pay attention to the restart. With these guys on cold, old tires, who's going to spin the tires? Who's going to get the push that they need? I think it's going to come down more to that than rather can the guys up front make it? Because I don't know if they can. Why do we have guy in the grass?
Yeah, so that's Aiden Smith. I don't know what he's doing. He's been doing that for the entirety of PESA. He's just doing that. First driver on fresh tires is going to be Duncan Fall, followed by Enriquez, and then Clinton McDonald and Jason Marshall. So we are doubling up. So it will be 4 laps to decide it. Unless we have another yellow. Remember, this is the same exact situation we had at Iowa 2 weeks ago, and we had 2 big crashes at the end. It could have probably been a third if our official up in the tower was awake. Boys, are we making it to the
why
white?
Why is the 35 stopped on the back straightaway? Ryan Bogey just stopped.
Yeah, so Ryan Bogey doing what he does best and not racing. I mean,
He's just being happy.
I guess. I don't know. Ryan Bogey is a very confusing man. He confuses me a lot.
Just let him be happy.
So we're going to be coming back here with 4 laps to go. Connor Trafari, AJ Hyder, Ethan Moreno, fall by. Aiden Walker, Aiden Robertson, and Connor Berkey and Michael Walls are all on old tires, over 20 laps old, or nearly 20 laps old. And then we got Enriquez, Nicholas Martinez Jr., and no, Martinez Jr. is on older tires too. And then Duncan Fall on fresh tires. And they're going to be on the outside on this restart. So if they have the grip and the run, they can whip it around the outside. But we have 4 laps to decide who's going to win the Mount Battles Graphics 160. Here from Michigan International Speedway, green flags back in the air, and Connor Trafari gets away.
Good for the leaders. They didn't spin the tires. Now, what is going to happen here with these guys up front? McDonald trying to make it 3 wide going to turn number 1, maybe even 4 wide with Martinez.
Shoving the nose in there. Contact!
Oh,
Michael Walls sideways.
We got more action going to the back. One guy was sideways behind them.
All right, man.
Caution's out.
Caution is out.
Oh, no. It's Jason Marshall. Marshall with damage.
What did I tell you? Towards the back of the pack, that's where the Hornet's Nest is. You saw it right there.
So let's see here. Now, unfortunately, maybe the big crash was cut out of our view, but let's see here. Caden Reif getting into Jason Marshall in the center of the corner, sideways in front of the pack. Keola Hankins gets a piece, along with Landon Warren. Marshall across the track almost gets into Connor Balheis. If there's any other wrecking in the back, we did not see it, but with a wrecking car right in the middle of the pack, a good call there from down at the tower. Caution had to be flown. And interestingly enough, it's possible. I don't know if the 87 beat the 24 there. He did not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, but Clinton McDonald passed both Enriquez and Duncan Fall with that 4-wide move to the bottom. And now he sits in 6th place for what will be our first overtime attempt.
I think we all know how this overtime attempt's gonna go. We all know what Connor Jafari does when trying to defend for race leads. We saw it at Iowa, I think, last year, Vegas last year.
Murder.
Someone's going upside down into the catch fence.
Murder.
Yup.
Murder.
We're gonna see Austin Dillon Richmond 2024 all over again.
Michigan.
So according to Wayne A. Kennedy, who's our photographer, plus streamer, plus whatever the fuck he is from a week-to-week basis, apparently
Not
the reason
paid, by the way.
Yeah, Ryan Bogey was in the infield because Michael Walls wrecked his shit under yellow.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, apparently that's what happened. I mean, we're under yellow. I might as well check. Here, let's take a look. What happened with Bogey? Let's see. So, let's see here. So I think he's mad because Bogey just comes up into him right there. Not really too sure what's going on. And let's see. Yeah, so he gets into him under yellow. And then, yeah, he just wrecks his shit. Wow, okay, yeah, so Michael Walls is a little bitch. What the fuck? That's just... What are you doing that for? Asshole? Damn. Anyway. I'm sure that'll be a few penalty points on Michael Walls' resume. I don't even know what he's mad about. But, Ryan Bogey, who was inside the top 10 when that previous yellow with Lilly and Sampson came out, just got completely dumped by Michael Walls.
That'll do it. So, boys, here's my question. Are we going to end up using all three green-white checkers?
I think we'll use one. And I'll tell you
Well,
why.
we are going to use one.
So we're going to use one. I'm going to tell you why. Because I think Clinton's going to need one if he's going to get up to the front and win this race. I don't think that he's going to be able to pass 5 cars. More specifically, he won't be able to pass Walker and Hyder and Trafari all within 2 laps. He can get past maybe half of them within 1 lap, and then he's going to go ahead and get one more shot at it in that second row and win the race. Because that's what I'm really hoping for right now for Clinton McDonald, Enriquez, or maybe even Brandon Sampson, who was involved in that wreck that put us in this situation. He stayed out because he didn't get any damage from it, came and got some fresh tires, and now he's back in the top 10.
So I just want to point one thing out here. Interesting lane choice, in my opinion, from Trafari. We've not seen the top lane take off all day pretty much, and now that he's the race leader on this overtime, he's taking the top, so we'll see how that works out for him. See if the top lane can finally get a good restart.
I don't know if I like that. And the reason why I don't like that is because you're giving the momentum to the outside. And Clinton McDonald's on the outside. Now, I know what he's trying to do. He wants to put Hyder in a position where Walker can pinch him down to turn 1 and they can stall both lines out so he can get away. I see what he's trying to do. The problem is if McDonald gets a good restart, he can shove it 3 wide outside into the first corner, past Hyder and Walker, and then you're a sitting duck for the final lap and a half. So we'll see how this goes here, because look what the 17's doing. 17's backing it up, but so is Trafari. Look at Trafari backing up the pack a lot from the pace car.
Yeah, he's trying to counteract that.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of games here on this restart. We'll see who wins it. It's going to be Hyder and Trafari, followed by the 87 Moreno and Aiden Walker. And then Aiden Robertson and Clinton McDonald on fresh tires. Green flags back in the air, and Trafari gets up and away.
Well, he got the restart he wanted, but I'm pretty sure he, like you said, he wanted the 93 and the 24 to be side by side. That didn't happen at all.
Into turn 1, Enriquez, Robertson, and McDonald. They're all going to sort it as they come out of turn 2. McDonald outside on Aiden Walker.
I'm paying attention to these guys in the back. Everyone's sorting everything out forward now. Let's see how they look going into turn number 3.
McDonald's running out of time. He's got to figure something out. He's on the outside of Walker. He's on the outside of the 87 of Moreno. He has a chance to the outside of Hyder. Contact. White flag in the air. There goes McDonald.
87.
McDonald goes for a spin. We're on the last lap. And McDonald's chances of winning are out the window.
What was he thinking?
Yeah, he turned himself right there. And Trafari's trying to win the race. Here comes Enriquez on the outside.
Dives out to the inside. This isn't over yet.
Caden Rife in the mix as well. Down the backstretch, Enriquez with a push from Rife. Rife 3 wide into turn 3. They're going to sail it in.
Here we go.
They're on the outside.
Enriquez outside. Trafari gets into him.
Three wide.
Caden Rife on the inside. Coming to the line.
Here we go.
Caden Rife. No way. Caden Rife wins the Map Balls Graphics 160 with an incredible strategy, an incredible move. Caden Rife wins it.
I don't believe it.
Awesome. Contact made off of 4 between the 9 and the 056, I believe, and that got them up the track and into the wall. It killed their momentum, and Rife was just able to sneak by. They tried dooring each other coming to the stripe, but it wasn't enough. That was a great finish and a great race.
What a... Oh, my God.
Makes
I
you wonder
can't believe what
McDonald
we just
could've done
saw.
there. Because McDonald would have been right there in the mix had he not turned himself.
And that is going to be a fan favorite win. He has a lot of friends, a lot of fans that know him well are cheering him on. And he finally is going to get it done. He had a lot of great runs last season in his rookie campaign. And just perfect timing, perfect execution, an incredible dive into turn 3 on that last lap is going to get it done for Caden Rife. And let's take a look at that move that he pulled here from the spectator cam. Let's look at these final 2 laps. So here's Caden. Watch this. Caden is starting all the way back in row, I believe that's 5. Yeah, he starts back in 9th on this restart. Now watch
on the inside line, so
Yeah,
that was to his advantage.
Yeah, so watch McDonald. We're going to watch McDonald first because McDonald was going to win this race. He had so much momentum. He got caged in there by the 87 down the back. That was Moreno. And we're going to watch this first because this was, if this did not happen, Clinton McDonald would have won this race. First ASCA Cup Series victory for him. Watch what happens here. He's going to get shoved up into the wall by Hyder. A really late and dirty block by him. And McDonald, I just don't think that he was really paying attention to the fact Moreno was still on his inside. He turns himself and goes around. Now there comes Caden Rife. Caden Rife is now going to gain a spot here from Moreno. So let's keep going here, full speed. Walker and Enriquez side by side down into turn 1. He's going to have the run here coming out of the corner. Hyder is going to block Enriquez right there. That's going to give him that run that he needs down the back straightaway. And here comes the move here into turn 3. That dive bomb move by both him and Enriquez forces Enriquez to the outside.
Oh
and
my.
Trafari, the terrorist, is going to terrorize, shoving Enriquez up the track, getting him sideways. Door banging right there between Enriquez and Rife. Checkered flag. Caden Rife goes from 9th to 1st to win his first ASCA Cup Series race. And really quick, I want to take a look at something here because I think that
another thing
the 56 is going to come up and show his displeasure at Connor Trafari. Checkered flag. And wipe him out after the race.
Point out is other than that one crash with Clinton McDonald, there was another really big crash in the back. Walls was involved in it. A couple other cars. We had one car going flipping across the grass. It was a really big crash.
Well, let's take a look at it. Let's see if I can find it.
I just don't. Mine cut out, but there was Micah or whatever got turned.
Was that into turn? Where was that?
It was exit of 4.
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, Miles Davis. Miles Davis is gonna get slammed through by Van Dusendorp. He goes around. And then Robertson, Corbin Collins, unfortunately, I don't think I see it. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just out of my frame of view. But let's take a look at the finishing results after just an insane finish here at Michigan. It's going to be Caden Rife getting his first career ASCA Cup Series victory. I'm going to quickly resize this so you guys can see it properly. There we go. He's going to go ahead and get it done. First career ASCA Cup Series victory there for Caden Rife. Oscar Enriquez will have to settle for second. Connor Trafari in third. AJ Hyder in fourth. Keola Hankins in fifth. Aiden Walker in sixth. Jeremy Lewis in seventh. Travis Van Dusendorp in eighth, followed by Ethan Moreno in ninth, and Chris Lilly coming back to score a top 10. Moving on to the rest of the field here. If it wants to work with me, that'd be fantastic. Please. Pretty please. Pretty please. Pretty please. Thank you. Brandon Sampson finishes 11th. Aiden Robertson in 12th. Corbin Collins in 13th. Nico Servideo with his best run in 14th. Jason Samito in 15th. Miles Davis in 16th. Connor Ballhei 17th. Connor Berkey 18th. Dimitri Mundros 19th. And Nicholas Martinez Jr. rounding out the top 20. Then it's going to be Aiden Arevalo 21st. James Thurston with a poor run 22nd. Clinton McDonald 23rd. Gabe Cazzola in 24th. Jason Marshall 25th. Landon Warren 26th. Duncan Faw 27th. Justin Rott 28th. Michael Walls 29th. And Ryan Bogey in 30th. Rounding out the rest of the field, Aiden Smith 31st, Daniel Botting 32nd, Dylan Fox in 33rd, Diego Roldan 34th, Jordan Herring in 35th, Chris Bowles in 36th, Marcus Vanderlee in 37th, Chase Gibbons in 38th, Robert Eichelberry in 39th, and Noah Herron rounding out the rest of the field. And with that, let's head on over here to Santa's Little Workshop with John ASCA for our post-race coverage. We have 3 guys we have to talk to, and I'm sure he's pretty excited. Let's bring in Caden Reif. Caden Reif, first ASCA Cup Series victory coming tonight here at Michigan. What are the feelings going through your head right now?
Gavin, we did it! Oh my God. I can't believe it, man. I can't. I am not believing that. That was unbelievable, man. All the way from right at the back end of the top 10. I knew we were in a good spot. Had the good tires there. We were one of the ones that came in for an extra set at the end there. I thought I was out of it. I was like 28 short on fuel by 5 laps before that late caution came out that ended up starting that spree. And just had an extra set left. I was one of the ones that stayed out. I was one of 4 that stayed on the racetrack on the lead lap, out in the lead earlier in the race. And then that was one of the longest green run. I thought we were done, man. And we ended up right back in it. Couple of incidents there. I want to send my apologies to the 3, even if it was netcode there in turn 1 on one of the previous restarts. Still got into him. It was rough, but you know, it's racing. I was trying to fill the gap in front of me. It was also focused on the wreck in front of me and was just trying to get around it. And yeah, that's a rough break. I don't mean to ever do that to anybody. So that's tough, but oh my goodness, man. And also for the 56 Enriquez, I mean, that's just a really rough break there, but man, I've been waiting so long to finally do a burnout in one of these things, man. It's been such a long time. And just, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. At a racetrack like this, I was coming in. I was not ready for it at all. I didn't think I was very fast, but God, we did it. We did it, man. I'm ecstatic, man. I cannot believe it.
Well, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and let you enjoy the night as long as you want. Congratulations. First ASCA Cup Series victory. You were already great in the points. I believe that will easily put you up to second in the points after tonight's race. Congratulations on your first win, buddy. You deserve it.
Absolutely. And would like to thank my family for supporting me. They watch these streams a lot.
Oh, fuck
I'd like
yeah,
to
dude.
say thanks to them as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry that they have to hear some of the things that come out of my mouth.
Oh, my.
Yeah, trust me,
Right to things
I
that
tell
go
them.
into your mouth.
Yeah, but yeah, it's big shouts to them. Big shouts to all my friends, everybody that watches this. I'm so proud of this, man. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, dude.
And that's Caden Reif, first ASCA Cup Series victory. And man, there's a few guys that come in here after they win a race that are truly excited. I'm happy that he's one of them. And if we could get Enriquez in here, that'd be great. But I don't think that he's... If we can get him in here, I'd love to talk to him. But if not, here in the meantime, I'll give him a little ping. Let's see if he's down for an interview. If not, then we will, or while we wait for him, let's talk to the third place finisher, Connor. In the last 20, 30 laps, you had the car to beat. You were in control. And all up until that final corner, you had it done. What changed in those last few laps?
Just tire strategy. That's really what won them the race, if I have to be honest. I thought I really had the strategy there with me and AJ. We were 1-2 with like, I don't know, 10 laps, 9 laps to go. Chris Lilly, this is all talent if he even had any in the first place. Then a caution comes out. I think we come back to 4 to go. Not too bad. We get an early caution, which I like, because I think that gives them less time to actually catch up to us. But they just had so much momentum, and they just had a lot more grip than I did on these older tires. I just couldn't really compete.
Connor, is there anything that you think you could have done different right there in those last few laps?
I don't really think so. Honestly, I was trying to drive it as hard as I could without getting loose, because I was at the point in those tires where you couldn't really push it too hard without almost spinning on the exit. Which is really annoying. I feel like I had a really good chance here. Surprisingly, I actually qualified on pole by a decent margin, which I kind of surprised about. But it was a good race. I think I got the extra bonus points for the pole. I led a lap, and then I tied and Walker for most laps led, so I needed the points bad, so I'll take those for sure.
Yeah. I wanted to ask
God,
about
just
the
so
points.
close.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the points. You came into tonight 25th in points. This had been a really rough start to your season, both with attendance and whenever you did attend, you were struggling, got involved in wrecks every time. How does it feel to come out here? Maybe not with the finish that you wanted, but with a good finish nonetheless.
Oh, I needed it for sure. Yeah, after getting wrecked on lap 2 at Daytona, I missed Vegas. Yeah, and then Portland, I had a really good showing for sure. I think I finished 3rd there. And then Iowa, I was running decent, but just got caught up in that big one on the last lap. Yeah, but yeah, that was a really good performance for sure.
Well, Connor, not the finish you were wanting, maybe not the one you deserve, but still a good finish nonetheless. Congratulations on your P3.
Yeah, thanks, man. I want to just give a quick shout out to AJ Hyder, trying to block off the field for me. That he almost won me it for sure. And a quick shout out to my sponsor, Lot 9 Brewing, my only really sponsor on the car.
Oh, this guy's a fucking pay drivers. Dad owns the company.
Get out of here. Start actually like showing up to races and running good before you talk. All right. Oscar Enriquez, 2nd place finish. Final man, we're talking tonight. Best finish of the season for you so far. And up until the exit of turn 4, you had the race won. Is there anything you felt like you could have done different there in those last few, really, meters?
I really don't think I could have gone anywhere else. I mean, it's putting a great run together. Had the strategy to win there. Really put it up top, but I guess I shouldn't have expected any respect from the 9, so that's kind of what happened there.
Yeah, so you said Connor cost you the win right there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. He just washed up into me and got me loose, and I couldn't have done anything different.
And Oscar, how does it feel to get that 2nd place finish? You had a lot of great runs, just putting some decent runs together all throughout the season. And coming in here tonight, you had the perfect pit strategy right at the end. How does it feel to finally have all that hard work pay off with a 2nd place finish?
Well, it's good to finish up front because really I've been having a lot of top 20s and low top 10s. It just stings because I feel like in this league or in a lot of leagues, I just finish 2nd a lot or 3rd. A lot of races get away from me, and I haven't won in I'd say almost 2 years. So it stings more than anything.
Well, if there's one thing I can assure you, Enriquez, you put on a great performance tonight. You really showed everybody what I had thought during the first couple of races that I saw. A very consistent driver, and when things go your way, you're in position to win. With runs like that, I mean, this is more of a consistency championship more than anything. And putting on good runs like that are definitely going to be putting you in playoff contention. So I'll say this much. Congratulations on your P2, and I'm sure that this isn't going to be the last time that I'm going to be talking to you before the playoffs.
Well, we'll try to finish up for it again, but thank you.
And with that, that's going to round it up.
My name is John F.
Shut up. Now, final thoughts here, fellas. Armani, you have anything to add after tonight's exciting action?
Yeah, that was one of the craziest finishes I've ever seen. I get why he was blaming. I get why Oscar was blaming Jafari, but at that point, it's the last lap. I mean, what else do you want Jafari to do? I mean, you're trying to go for a win. I mean, especially with the season Jafari has had. I mean, I don't blame too much what Connor did. I probably would have done the same thing. He's probably a terrorist.
I think it's more of he has a reputation. Connor has a reputation for running through people of, you know, driving
Yeah.
dirty. I think that Enriquez is frustrated more of how his driving is loud. But I'll say this much: I don't think this is more of his heinous acts. I mean, that was definitely, you know, him trying to hold on while he could on
Connor's
older
done-
tires.
Yeah, Connor's done a lot worse. But I mean, like, you know, you can't get mad at either of them, honestly. I mean, Enriquez got robbed of a win. You know, Connor trying to win. And then just the seas parted for the 93, or the 97, excuse me, for Caden Rife. So, I mean, like, you can't really blame. I think it's just more of a racing deal. Oh, we got Chris.
Caden won! Yeah!
Yeah,
Okay,
because you fucking dumped Brandon Sampson. You fucking, you know, it's...
I got loose on the oldest tires in the field. I did an
You
oopsie
killed him. You killed him.
murdered
Hey, you know what?
him.
He's killed
Where's
like
your
20 cars all
Where's
season. He'll
your
survive.
penalty points, huh?
I'll get one.
He's
I love ASCA.
Don't worry. I'm fair.
It would have been a 1.5 for me, by the way.
Yeah,
Just
no,
wanted
you
to
would
know
have you
that.
would have gotten your shit suspended, bro. Anyway,
Wait, that's how that works when you have a bad track record like Levi Life over there, where he parks on the front stretch to Iowa last year and fucking has a temper tantrum. You'll have
Whoa, whoa.
with that,
He's got a bad track record.
yeah, you fucking suck at driving. Shut up.
it.
Owen.
Listen here, mister. You have like 500 incidence points through 2 seasons.
You see, that's why
wanna
I'm the
hear it.
best driver.
Hey,
I have
it's like
0.
400. It's not that bad.
It's still 400.
I'm just happy to be here.
I
At
have
least
the-
you don't.
Yeah, I'm
you.
just trying to get-
Daniel,
All of you,
went like
every
8
single one of
miles
you,
down.
every single one
see,
of you,
I have
gone,
the cleanest
gone,
driver
get out.
because I have
We
0.
have to end the show. No. You're not jinking it. You're not jinking it. Levi, you have any final thoughts before we go off the air? Fantastic. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll be back next week for hold on, what the fucking thing?
One of
Hold
them.
on.
Bend over. It's bend over now.
Is it
I
bend
was-
over?
Dover.
Wait, Chris, this guy Chris made it earlier in the season because he wants more people to show up for it. Oh my god. All right.
Like it'll be any
Well-
more exciting.
We'll be at Bend Over next week for the Chris Lilly cocksucking competition 140, and we'll see you all there. Good